quantum computers, AI, energy, Bitcoin, they all play together. So what is Elon Musk saying? What is Larry Fink saying about everything? So few different topics I want to go over, but the first thing I'm going to start talking about is just quantum computers. So interesting topic. They've been in development since the 1980s. That's been a long time. Okay, I bet it makes sense. They're making a technology. So been development since the 1980s. They're not fully released to the public. They're not for sale. Um, they do offer cloud services that you can go through their websites, like a cloud platform, so you can still use their processors, simulators, and software tools. But I just showed IBM's chip. As you can see, it's a small chip. Amazon right here, Ocelot, they have a small chip. So IBM, Amazon, major corporations that have it. I'll show it here how the rest of the computer. As you can see here, you have Google's Willow. All right, also another chip. So one thing that Google released about Willow is it's able to solve a complex math problem in 5 minutes that normally takes a supercomputer 10 septillion years. 1 septillion year has 24 zeros. Pretty crazy stuff. So as you can see, this is from Amazon Web Services website. So the chip is the computer. That piece is like a fridge slash processor. Okay, because it cannot have any outside influence, no noise. It has to be extremely cold. I'm gonna get more into that later, but at minus 459 degrees. Okay, so as you can see, they're sensitive and very special. A lot of tech, a lot of software is needed. So along with, software and electricity and everything that's needed, here's a post that I posted this earlier this week. So it's a video from Bloomberg, um, and Larry Fink's explaining about how much is needed as far as infrastructure, financing, the amount of people that's needed. They're saying BlackRock, as much as money as they have, they can't do it alone. Corporations worth trillions, with 70 billion in cash flow. He said that's not enough. As you can see right there, one AI data center costs $50 billion, 1 gigawatt. Just to give it context, so supercomputers, currently that's at 22 megawatts. There are 1,000 megawatts in 1 gigawatt. So that is current and that is now, but as you can see, quantum with the technology, the amount of electricity it's running, the amount of you need it to be at that temperature. So that's a lot of tech, a lot of energy that's needed to keep it cold.
Have 5 or 6 major companies that are in the cutting edge of technology. But as big as they are, as large as they are, some of them over $3 trillion of market cap, some of them have $70 billion of free cash flow. They don't have enough money to build this all out. And,
Some powerful words right there by Larry Fink, and it's humbling, as far as someone's BlackRock with that much power, admitting that they can't do it alone, that they need help, they need government cooperation, they need these other entities to collaborate with them to make this happen. So pretty cool to see, for the need. So my next point, Elon Musk earlier this week, he asked Grok if they could crack SHA-256, Bitcoin's algorithmic code. So that is one of the main functions of why corporations are what they say they're scared about quantum computers is it's gonna be able to break encryption because it can just do math that fast and figure out the problems, right? Solving the prime numbers. So Grok is saying a 10% chance by 2035, a whole 10 years from now. And this is what I'm getting at is, again, pointing out Bitcoin's resilience. Nothing's perfect, right? Uh, it is electronic, but it's far. Same as Larry
and let's be
Fink's
clear, it's going to be
vision.
heavily powered by gas.
Natural gas.
Natural gas in the United States. It will be supplemented by renewables. And as I said, hopefully it raises a whole conversation about the role of nuclear in the future. And it should be a conversation we're having today. because we're going to need a, unless fusion actually works and we have new sources of power,
Yeah.
we are going to.
And Larry Fink is saying that they should open up the conversation to use nuclear because of how much energy is needed now. Look at this picture here. That is a supercomputer. That is a full data center, thousands of square feet, as what I found on Google. All right. Not the same as the quantum computer. The quantum computer is that piece on top, that fridge, and it's the little chip. Again, you still need a lot of technology. All right, now we're gonna get into a couple different things. So this is for my Twitter. Go ahead and look it up. So Charles Hoskinson, he's explaining a quantum computer. Okay, and basically how it's fast, right? As opposed to, just using one system looking for data, you have friends helping you, kind of like a company. Uh, it's interesting, it got me thinking, um, how David Short's patent, how it's like a central system working with multiple systems. Okay, I'm gonna show it next, but it specifically has 8 legs. Um, and what I'm getting at is because I'm trying to look for the exact clip, but of where I see an XRP tech being explained how it looks for the fastest possible path. Okay, and that's where it separates and gets its speed. So here's another tweet for me. Because I'm explaining the patent, right? The 8 legs. This might sound crazy, but webmaster, like a web, a spider, 8 legs, right? It's quantum computer. And the reason I'm making these connections is because I'm gonna pull it up next. But the XRP Ledger Validator, one of them, it's under a mountain in Sweden. I couldn't even find any of this on Google. I had to find this tweet right here. But my point is like under a mountain, so much security, so cold, right? So again, it just all of it just makes sense, and it just makes me think of quantum computers and just about the tech. But guys, thank you so much for watching. This is not financial advice, and do your own research always.